You want to know the main reason you're not where you want to be? It's consistency. When you're consistent, nothing else matters. It means consistently showing up. It means consistently doing the hard thing. It means consistently, even when you don't feel like it, you do it anyways. And that's the difference between, a lot of people don't understand this, is motivation is useless. Motivation is really, really useless. Because it's so fleeting. Like, you can be motivated for like an hour, you can be motivated for 2 hours, even 3 hours, but then what happens when you're not motivated the rest of the day? So discipline is like the secret sauce of consistency. And the more you can remain disciplined, the more results you're gonna get in your life. You see this in the gym. You don't go to the gym for 4 hours one day and get jacked. You go to the gym for 4 months for 30 to 60 minutes a day, and you start to get jacked. You start to put on muscle. There's a compounding effect to it. And this week, I've been struggling with consistency. I know that I'm supposed to be putting out content regularly, and I've like refrained from posting. I still have to hit my 2 videos this week, and I'm just gonna talk about why I've been inconsistent. And I got a little bit sick this week. I saw Tiesto, Disclosure, had a really fun time at a concert this weekend, and slept like crap Saturday night. And the last 12 months, 8 months, 9 months, I've been really consistent about that. So it kind of threw me off a little bit. I still got my stuff done with work. I onboarded a new setter yesterday for the business. So it's like, we're still getting things done despite how I feel. And I got a little bit sick after this week. And it's balancing consistency and the discipline, and when it's knowing that fine line between when you're being a softie, a wuss, and when you're actually doing the hard thing and showing up. Like, I know some people that they push the needle so hard that if they say they need like a week off or they just are chilling, I know for a fact that their body needs that. But you probably also know some people that have like, oh, you know what, I'll do it later, I'll do this. It's like, no, like, you've been saying that for too long. You've been saying that for way too long. So it's like, you need to kind of suck it up, princess, and do the hard thing, because that's what consistency is all about. What I'm learning now is the fine art of balance. Am I doing stuff that I enjoy enough to where it's not gonna burn me out too much? Because I run on that pattern of like sprinting for 3 weeks and then burning out for 10 days. And is it productive? Yeah, I mean, it moves the needle forward and it gets me the results that I'm looking for. But one of my favorite guys I like consuming content from right now, his name is Dan Coe. I'm listening to his book called The Art of Focus. This guy's a stud, like, go check out his channel. But one of the things I like is he's like, you avoid burnout by doing work that you're engaged in. Like his whole, I'm just gonna shut this, it's probably pretty loud, is when you're doing work that you're engaged in, then you don't necessarily feel like you need super long breaks from it or you need to recover. Like his whole thing is on creativity. The more creative you are, the more that you feel like you're actually engaging in creativity. You can do deep rest. You can do things like go for walks and get inspiration, go on hikes and get inspiration. Like a lot of these famous artists, a lot of these creatives, like Steve Jobs, right? Billionaire, you'd think he'd just be grinding all the time. But his job as a visionary is to stay in creative mode, like an expansive mode. And where does creativity come from? Leisure, rest, communication. And it's like doing all these things that are kind of counterintuitive to the hustle culture of today, where it's just like grind, put your head down, like focus, like all that stuff. He was pretty sporadic. He was a pretty sporadic guy, doing LSD, doing walks, loved doing his business meetings, untraditional, going for walks. And it just goes to show, it's like, what are the majority of people doing? And do you want the results that majority of people are getting? Instead, look at the inverse of that. What are the people who are getting the biggest results doing? And how can you use that to your advantage and follow what they're actually doing? So it's all about finding that balance and remaining consistent. I know when my body needed rest. I didn't set an alarm. Oh, I did set an alarm today. But a day or two this week, I didn't set an alarm. because I wanted my body to have enough rest to heal itself so I can get back to my normal self. Even now, like I'm coughing up phlegm and stuff right now. I'm almost good, but it sucks. Being sick is the worst reason to take off time from work and mission and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to knock it in the butt as quickly as possible. So what am I doing? I'm consistently trying to feed my body good things. So in my fridge, I'll show you, look at this. This is raw honey with onion. Probably looks pretty gross, looks like piss, but it tastes delicious actually. It's really good. And that is a huge antiviral. I actually found out about it like YouTube or TikTok. And then I'm also fresh ginger shots, right? Consistently, I take this when I'm not sick to avoid getting sick, but I'd probably be in much worse shape if I didn't be taking that. Fruit juice. This is naturally juiced from our juicer 2 days ago that our cleaning lady helps us out with. I made a video on everything that goes in that. It's 45 minutes. It's a little bit goofy because it's just me juicing with my shirt off. But consistency, that's what we're talking about. So where are you not being consistent that if you were consistent, you'd be getting the most results? For a lot of us, that's gonna be health. Are you consistently putting good food into your body? Or are you just getting a vegan bowl once a week and that's it, right? And you get your smoothie at Mojo Smoothie. I don't even know what the latest smoothie places are in the US and Canada right now. Are you consistently calling it quits early on work, right? Instead of being like, hey, I could make a few more calls today, I could send a few more emails, I could be on top of this, I could plan my day a little bit better. That's where my consistency is now, is like time management needs to be allocated and just executing within certain time parameters. So consistency, guys, is doing the hard thing when you don't feel like it. And eventually getting to a place, this is where I'm working towards, where I can do the hard thing because it doesn't feel like the hard thing, because I'm spending the majority of my time doing things that I like, right? Even creating this video right now, just like free versing it with you and chatting about this and getting this message out is fun. Like, I'm actually enjoying this, but I've had resistance to picking up the camera and doing this all week. So it happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. The difference is, what do you do when you're struggling with motivation, when you're struggling with consistency? Do you just say, it's not worth it? Do you just forget? Yeah, let's just, we'll do it later. It's not that important to me. These are all things that are going to my head, but it's about executing despite of that. That's all I got for you. Peace, boys.